Coach. Hey everybody, it's Jeff Slick with One Slick Home and Keller Williams Real Estate, and we are home in Harleysville with Cal Sports Academy and Coach Cory Lord today. We're out of Souderton, we took it to Harleysville. Guess what's happening? We're going to get you a tour of Cal Sports Academy and the gym and how they're training young people and to exceed their abilities, grow as athletes, grow as people. And we're going to learn a little bit about how Coach Cory Lord works and how Cal Sports Academy builds people into better people and better athletes along the way. So I'm going to flip the camera over and get you in front of Coach Cory. He's my good friend, mentor, leader, and chief motivator in my life, chief butt kicker for me. Let's get him on here right now. And here we are, Coach.
Hey, Facebook Live, Cory Lord here over at Cal Sports Academy. How's everyone doing today? First, I just want to say thank you to all the families that's been here this week for basketball, volleyball, gymnastics, cheerleading, the whole 9 yards. It's been extremely important, and your support means absolutely the world to me. To be able to be shut down for 3 months and be able to open back the doors and have tremendous love and support from you guys in the communities is a blessing. Thank you.
Hey, Coach, tell us about how you formed Cal Sports Academy and how you got the idea to kind of start your own sports academy. Get the background on you a little bit.
Yeah, so I'm from Barbados, born and bred in Barbados. Played 2 semi-professional sports, soccer and track and field in my country. And, was transferred here when my mom had moved here to the States, actually moved back to the States. And I always loved sports. Got a great job in corporate America, moved up the food chain, and started really volunteering. I love the volunteering aspect of it, and just decided to quit my corporate job and just take a risk. And 14 years later, and just love basically what I'm doing, just giving back to the community. The sports that I basically teach is to bring young folks in. So young folks in for basketball or sports training, but we get a lot more than actually the sport. It's a lot of mentoring that goes on. It's really about life. I just feel like if I can create great work habits, great work ethics with our young athletes, it's going to just transcend throughout their lives. So that's the most important piece. They're here for basketball, soccer, gymnastics, whatever it is that they're here for. But when they get here to the building, there's just so much more. We build relationships. And not only that, but I've even got some of my other trainers, coaches right now that's on the sidelines here just sitting down. And these are folks that's been with me. Some of them has been with me since 3 years old. And now many of them are in college, and they're back. Some of them are in high school. Some of them have college scholarships to play college basketball. And others now are approaching either their junior or their senior year in high school. So the work 14 years later is working because a lot of these young folks are still attached to me. I follow them throughout the year, stay connected to them, and it's just a blessing to see these young people are growing, and more importantly, what really, really makes me excited is the fact that they're actually giving back to the community, which is absolutely what I've been teaching now for 14 years.
So, Coach, I remember when we were doing your AAU programs, you used to do stuff with essays and homework and making sure that their grades were kept high. Absolutely. Can you tell us a little bit about that and your belief in education?
Absolutely. Education is huge. It's a huge part. In our club and our AAU basketball program, actually you can't participate unless we have your grades. The grades is part of the whole process. I looked at every single grade, every single report card that comes through. I know who's strong, I know who's in the middle, I know who's weak, I know who's failing. A great example, I had a student athlete a few years ago. He had 3 Fs. I'm not going to call his name out, but he had 3 Fs and basically was on the verge of just self-destruction. Basically wanted to quit basketball and probably quit on himself. I got a text message from him, and I basically says, this is just emotional, you just want to quit right now. I'm not going to allow you to quit. I respond back, I still have that text message today. Today, that young man graduated high school, and that young man now is in his 2nd year of college doing phenomenal.
That's awesome.
So I can't tell you how proud I am of just being able to capture those report cards and mentor the kids through. If they're struggling in school, they won't be here in the gym. We usually will let them stay at home if we know for sure they're struggling. That's important to us, making sure that, just like the school system, if you're struggling in school, they don't allow you to play sports. Same here at Cal Sports Academy. You're struggling in school, you need some extra work, it's okay. Practice will secondary, and get the homework done, get those grades back up, and then join us back on the court when those grades are up.
So accountability is a big part of the whole process.
Absolutely. That's basically what we're building here, accountability. And just even today, even right now, I'm offering virtual classes, and every single one of my virtual classes comes with homework. So for the last 3 months that we've been doing virtual classes, every single class there's homework for the next 6 days until we return. And all of the work is done by me and my staff. We put together these homework and we send them out and they give them guidance. Day 1, this is what you do for 1 minute, whatever the case may be. Usually they last anywhere from 30 to 40 minutes. So I just believe in that you can't accomplish and be successful just doing anything once. So I at least give them some homework. It's usually not mandatory until you get to the advanced elite levels. Then I'm really forcing them to get to that level.
Tell me about your AAU programs and other programs that you're normally running at this time.
Yeah, so AAU basketball programs is a program that we basically, a few years back, several years ago, we were in a gym at another AAU program, and one of the moms was really, really frustrated with her son's experience and pretty much begged me and Coach Dean to form an AAU basketball program. We really didn't have any interest at that time to form, AAU basketball programs. But because this parent was so close to us and our programs, we just decided to start the AAU program. It's been years now. It's probably maybe 10 years now we've been doing it. We went pretty much almost all over the country. We visited a lot of states, competed in basketball, and we even won a consolation prize last year. 3rd place, 4th place, 3rd place, and 7th place. So we're basically fitting right in. We're not producing Division I athletes, but we're producing young men and young women with great character. At the end of the day, there's only so much basketball you can play in your life, but then you have to do something. So we're developing the athletes as best as we can with the tools that I've learned along the way from many of the coaches across the country that have mentored me. And still today, I still connect with a lot of those coaches, with online and watching what they're doing and trying to implement a lot of stuff I'm learning along the way. So for me as a coach, I'm leading by example. I'm not just sitting on the sideline. I stay in shape every day so I could be a real leader for my crew of athletes from 3 years old all the way up to 18, 20, wherever they may be in our programs.
I hear we have a run scheduled for tonight, don't we? About 8 o'clock tonight. We're going out for a long run, right?
Yes, we'll be out tonight. Yeah, we will definitely be out tonight.
Rain or shine, baby.
One of the things that we'll be doing, we'll be on, running tonight after everything is pretty much locked down here. Me and my guy, Jeff Slick, Juan Slick Holmes, we're going to be hitting some trails tonight, running. Just a fun stop, just to catch up. A little fun run for friends. Really respect this man, by the way.
We do a lot together, but we stay in shape. That's the most important part. We stay mentally and physically in shape, and we are always sharp. So that's an important part of this process, and we're always together. We're like brothers, so we take care of each other. Cory, can you talk us through some of the training equipment here and some of the things you have?
Before I talk about training equipment, I just basically want to just talk a little bit about Jeff. So I met Jeff probably in about 2005. And I can tell you one thing for certain. I absolutely wasn't extremely confident in running my business. This was something that I really, really struggled with. I had all the willpower, but I didn't know how to do a lot of things. I just knew that I was going to be successful, and I wasn't afraid to fail, but I needed some pick-me-up. And Jeff took me on to his wings, man, and ever since then, it's been huge. He's been a mentor. He's my one go-to guy whenever I'm stuck. When I'm really in a tough bind with a tough decision to make, I usually can reach out to Jeff, man, and just, we just walk through it. So we've got some new things we're working on and planning. I can't give you that right now, but some really exciting stuff that's coming to Cal Sports that I'm going to be adding some stuff on, and Jeff is going to help me with that as well. Another little business adventure to add on to Cal Sports. So that's Jeff, man, my guy. I love him. If you're looking for a real estate guy at all, get a home, check my man out.
That's
Ron
awesome.
Slick Homes. That's my guy.
Hey.
I believe in him. He's going to get you the best deal, the best price for your homes. Come check my guy out, man.
That's
Love
awesome. Thank you, brother. Appreciate you, man. Always. So let's get into you because this is about you today.
it. All good, man. I had to share some love.
Oh, I love you too, man. Believe me. So let's talk. Let's walk through the equipment here. Tell us about what you're doing.
The equipment.
Yeah.
We've got, this right here, right now during social, the COVID-19, we basically got, this is pretty much the stations right here, water stations for our athletes. So keeping a social distance. So every morning our athletes come in, whether it's with basketball or volleyball, they'll put their basketball or volleyball water bottles here. They're not allowed to bring cell phones in or any pretty much. The only thing they're allowed to bring in is a mask, but a Ziploc plastic bag, a water bottle, and their basketball because we're currently doing half-day camps right now.
Okay.
Once the state is cleared to green, we'll go back to pretty much full-day camps, which we're pretty much planning for right now. So here on the turf is where we do a lot of our soccer training. We do our sports training here, performance training for athletes, from sprinting, from explosive drills, box drills, flyouts, sled pushes, group training, adult training. I mean, we do it all here. Military training, if you're out there. We've done it all here, right here on these 2 panels, 4 panels if you roll them all out. So we've got pretty much here, we've got 2 volleyball courts, and we also have 2 basketball courts. We do some in-house leads for younger kids starting from grades 3. Actually, from grades 1 now. We just started our grades 1 and 2 basketball lead, and we had to obviously stop that due to COVID-19. But we're going to get ready to start that back up as soon as we go green. But we usually start from grades 1 and we go all the way up solidly right now to like grades 10. So if we're going grades 10, the older kids, we usually are going 1 basket laterally here.
Okay.
And if we're going the younger kids, usually grades 1 and 2, we usually have the gym pretty much stacked. We've got parents on the top, and we've got parents back here sitting. Volleyball, we do our volleyball training. So right now my staff did a phenomenal job right now, just cleaning the floors. So every day between camps or first thing in the morning, we always make sure our floors are clean. We wipe them off every single day, dust mop them, wet, floor mops, everything just to keep them clean. Pretty much you can see here on the floor, we've got our social distancing signs, especially for basketball and volleyball. So be smart, please stand apart. So we're trying to follow the rules to keep your kids safe while they're here. So we've got cheerleading, we've got, my partners run the cheerleading program and the gymnastics. Right now we closed off our gym area, our workout area with weights. Pretty much only our athletes are allowed in here. We're not allowing the public at all to come in to work out. So basically what we have here is our volleyball is set up. My crew, we just broke down basketball. Cleaned up the facility, the bathrooms, restrooms, all the door handles, everything, pretty much the floor, all the pads on our baskets, all the poles and everything gets wiped down on a daily basis, including the nets, the top and bottom of the nets. So we're doing a great job over here, or trying to do a great job over here to make sure that your kids are safe when they're here in our facility. Our camps, we're basically taking minimum amount of kids in camps, so we're not full out camps, we're taking max of 25 kids. And we basically have enough staff on deck to pretty much have great spacing for social distancing, and at the same time we can still teach. There's no games going on whatsoever right now, so it's all fundamental training. High school basketball players can come in early in the morning for their camps from 7 to 8:30, and then camp, we have a break where we clean up our facility again so those high school athletes leave, and then our camp starts at 9 o'clock and goes to 12. Then we go from 12 to 1, and we're basically cleaning our facility again, making sure now that the next group of wave of people that are coming in is pretty much ready for, which usually is our volleyball staff. And then we go from 1 to 4.
So,
And then we clean again getting ready for our ninth crew.
So it's like about 4 or 5 times a day you're cleaning this gym?
4 or 5 times a day that we're cleaning. Obviously, we brought in more staff, which is, again, depending on a lot of the young folks that I've trained over the years that I hired back for pretty much now for camp. And they're the ones that's helping me basically keep this facility clean along with my partners.
Wow, wow. Can you tell me about your wall of fame behind you there? Because I see some familiar faces up there. I want you to kind of tell me a little about some. Because some of these people are coaching with you now, aren't they now?
Some of these coaches are on the wall, absolutely. So Carly Adams, up there, national qualifier 2013. Carly was in 5th grade. Carly actually is over here, one of our athletes.
We should bring her over. Bring them over. You want to bring a few?
Come on over.
You want to bring a couple? You got anybody else here? All right. Hey, Carly, how you doing? All right, that's okay. It's okay.
So Carly Adams was on our 5th grade team.
All right.
I think we went 30-2 that year. Yep.
Wow.
So we only lost 2 games in our AU season. Carly was a huge impact to that team. Carly now played 4 years at North Bend High School.
Oh, wow.
And now she's getting ready to play college basketball at East Stroudsburg University.
So, Carly, can you tell us a little bit about what Cal Sports Academy did for you? And
yeah, I owe a lot of my success to Cal. I started out here when I was really little, like when we were back at the Y. I started out here, so probably around 5 years old. And then I just played here ever since. I started out here in the summer league with all the boys, and some of them still. And that is one of the reasons why I feel like I've developed to where I am now. Is starting out playing with the boys.
Was it a tough training program for you?
Yeah, it always has been. College always pushed me to places that other programs haven't.
That's amazing. That's amazing. So how do you feel? Like you're prepared for college? You think
Yeah,
you're ready?
I think I'm prepared pretty well. I'm in here now working out every Monday, Wednesday, Friday in the morning before we start work. And those workouts have been going really well so far.
Is your college coach ready for you?
Yeah, I think she is.
Yeah, she's excited to have you coming on board?
Yeah, we're all really excited.
So what was the toughest drill that Coach Cory ever put you through? Like, what was the toughest thing that you thought, man, he's going to break me?
Probably just on Wednesday morning. What was that? Is today Wednesday? Monday morning? Whatever. Our last drill. That was
yesterday morning, Wednesday.
Yesterday morning. That it was my first real workout since quarantine.
Oh, okay.
And so I realized I was a little bit out of shape.
He doesn't let anybody get out of shape. Don't tell me that. So for when you were first starting, what was like the toughest thing you did? Was it like dribbling with both hands, or what was the toughest thing that you learned? Like, what was he teaching you that was really challenging?
The toughest transition was going from pushing the ball up with 2 hands to transitioning to shooting it with just my right hand. I was in here. We used to have open gyms, and I was just in here with Coach Cory. He was just teaching me how to shoot with 1 hand, and that was probably like my biggest transition in my basketball career.
So would you recommend Cal Sports Academy to Ben Simmons to work on his game a little bit?
Yes.
We need a shooter in Philly, don't we?
Hey, I would pretty much work with anyone. I even have a piece of equipment here. It's called the shooting gun. And we put our
Where's the shooting gun? I don't see the shooting gun here. Where
The
is it?
shooting gun is pretty much buried right now.
Oh, it's buried.
Locked up right
Okay.
now here. We'll start back the shooting clinics. The shooting gun clinic starting next week.
All right. I'm going to thank Carly. Carly, thank you so much for coming over. It's awesome. I appreciate you coming over. Do you have anybody else to introduce me to
Oh
Cory?
yeah, I got JP.
Oh, wait a minute. Where's JP?
Let's bring JP over.
Bring JP over. All right. Coach JP, come on.
So JP's here.
Come on. Hustle over, JP. Come on. Bring your A game today. I know you got it in you, brother. This guy was about 12 inches tall when I met him, and he's 10 feet tall now. So tell us about Cal Sports Academy and your experience, JP.
It's gotta be probably my favorite place to come to. I've been coming here. I remember back before we were here in the North Penn Y, my sister would always go up there. So that's when I first came. When I first met Coach, everybody. It's like a family. His son Neil, we're like brothers now. It's like growing up, he's been the best. So
That's awesome. What was the biggest challenge you ever had?
biggest challenge I definitely probably trying to motivate myself. Sometimes some days I'm just feeling lazy, but you know, he's always texting me, so he always makes sure I'm on top of it.
Coach texts you.
Yeah, he texts me.
Amen. All right. All right.
I'm always in the gym working. Neil's always pushing me, so definitely staying motivated.
So I think you're up on this wall somewhere. Let me see. It was that fit dribble, dish and swish thing. What was that?
Yeah, that was a.
Tell us about that. Tell us about that.
I remember it was a competition. It was like nationwide.
70,000 athletes in the country.
Yeah, and I remember coming here practicing it all the time, and I had to win regionals and then states, and finally I ended up getting invited to Orlando to compete for nationals, and I was doing good. I had the whole, I basically had it won, and it came down to one layup, and I just lost my focus. I missed the layup. I came in second, that's why it says runner-up, but I think it was a great experience.
But good lesson learned, right? Not losing your focus, right? You got to keep your eye on the prize all the time. Yeah. So what grade are you in now?
I'm an incoming senior, so I'm going into 12.
Wow. So at North Penn High School or
No, I go to St. Joe's Prep.
St. Joe's Prep? All right. Are you planning on going to college?
I am. Yeah.
Are we playing basketball?
I hope so.
All right.
Sure.
What schools are we looking at right now?
You know, I like Ursinus, Catholic University, Scranton, so like local Pennsylvania schools.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, I've known JP a long time. He may not remember me as much now, but man, what an athlete! What an athlete! You're going to be. You watch him in the next year, and watch him in high school. You're going to be surprised to see what you see. He's got some mad skills. I know that.
Yep.
JP, thank you so much for your time today. I appreciate it, man. Coach Cory's bringing his A game. He's got all his pros here.
Yeah, man. I hold my athletes accountable, man. You know, I'm really proud, and you know, even Allie Lindsay here, she actually won the girls' side. JP was the runner-up, but Allison Lindsay is one of my athletes too. Had a phenomenal year at North Penn this year, just doing great stuff. I expect great things from this young lady. Her brother Joey Lindsay also is another former athlete of mine. So these guys are doing unbelievable with their courage. It's making me real proud just to be part of the community, part of your lives. And more importantly, man, I really thank the families for really allowing me and my style. No one ever carved anything and shaped anything. They just let me basically be who I am to teach their kids. And you know, I know my name is used a lot in the homes to kind of get people to do what they want. So I appreciate it. I'm just basically doing God's work, and I'm just appreciative for every opportunity, for every kid that I'm able to, you know, to be a small part of their success. Because that's really what it is.
You're a big part of their lives, my brother. So that's a fact, man. You're becoming embedded in their lives, and that's a powerful statement, man. Because when you can be the threat, that's a powerful stick to carry, man. Because Coach Cory, you want to be playing with Coach Cory, you got to get your stuff together, man. Right?
Yeah, come join me, man. I'll be more than welcome. I know everyone has their own favorite go-to spots and their favorite, you know, places to go and athletes. Here, there's no nonsense, man. I don't care if I knew you from 3 years old. You gotta work. I hold you accountable. As long as you walk into my gym, I hold you accountable. Doesn't matter how long you've known me. And to be quite honest, if you've known me that much, then you know what the accountability is gonna be. I'm gonna push you every single time you walk in here because I expect a lot from myself, and I'm the example. So I don't take days off. I pretty much work 7 days a week. I'm just humble and blessed by the kids and the families that supported Cal Sports from the time I was at the local YMCAs, just doing what I love to do. And 14 years later, I don't have a job, I have a passion. So if there's anything I can do to help your kids get faster, get stronger, or just improve, man, it's just about life. Be a mentor to your kids. You know, if they want to talk about career path, they want to talk about entrepreneuring, you know, experience, how did I get here? You know where to find me. Yeah. CalSportsAcademy.com.
You got it, brother. That's it. CalSportsAcademy.com. Now, I know that you also referee around the area, too. So can you tell us a little bit about that? Or is that like a rat you out a little bit?
That's okay. So a couple years ago, 2 years now, I decided that, you know, I've coached college basketball. I've trained athletes. I've played basketball. And for some reason, I decided to get into refereeing. Now, At the beginning of Cal Sports and the YMCA's, I used to ref there local with Coach Dean. Him and I would basically ref. And then, Joe Lindsay, who's a Division I referee, and his brother Mark Lindsay, who's an NBA referee. These guys all came to my program like way back in the day, also with their dad, and their dad basically had complimented me, and Coach Dean basically said that we had the tools to be referees. Well, I just took that as a great compliment, and the fact that I had an NBA referee in my facility and a Division I, still currently refereeing in the NBA and college basketball, I decided that I wanted to see what the referee sees, their side of the game, which is one thing I didn't have. So I thought I had the other components, and I wanted to see. Well, I picked up this hobby a couple years ago, and what I basically did is I didn't just go and pass the test and just went refereeing games. What I did is I passed the test and went straight to a college camp where I had no experience whatsoever, and I got thrown to the wolves. But the one thing about this experience that has been huge, man, is I was able to, Mark Lindsay invited me to his camp. I went to his camp, man. I was absolutely over my head. But I can tell you one thing for certain. These guys have stuck with me the last 2 years. I enrolled myself into Court Club Elite, which is a basketball training program run by Ed Rush and Rob Rourke. And I've been part of their basketball training program for the last 2 years. It's done remarkable things for me, not just as a referee, but it also raised my level as a father, as a mentor, as a man, period. There's so many great people that I met in this organization, from a really good friend by the name of Aaron Hart, just a huge, beautiful young man with a great heart, Alex Landis, and some really good referees, Dan Morawski, some guys that really took me under their wings the last couple of years locally, as well as nationally. And I've been traveling. This year I was excited to go and do the USA World Champs, and it got canceled, so I won't be in Indianapolis, but we're going to be doing some online training, which we've basically been doing online training for the last 3 months, 3, 4, 5 times a week. So I'm ready, I'm in shape. I'm more educated than I've been about the game of basketball. I got an opportunity this year to ref in the Philadelphia Catholic League. I got great reviews by my assigners, and now I'm ready for the next step, which is varsity and college basketball. So I'm excited, I'm appreciative, life is great. This country, this community has just been awesome to me. I am grateful, I am thankful, I'm appreciative, and I can't wait to have you guys all be part of my success, because nothing I do, I wouldn't be successful without this community support, and more importantly, all the kids and families that truly, truly love me, appreciate me for who I am. So I couldn't be more appreciative.
Beyond the skills that a referee learns, what have you learned, like taken out of that from a personal standpoint in terms of perseverance and tolerance and things of that nature from that education and just being a coach and being a referee and things of that nature? Can you talk about that a little bit?
Sure. Refereeing is, a lot of the decisions as a referee's got to be made really quickly. And usually when you make a call in the game of basketball and the fans gets about 10, 20 seconds to review that stuff, it's pretty easy from a fan's perspective. So as a referee, you've got to make these calls quickly, and you've got to be right. And we're all trying to be right every single time. But how that is in life is, you've got to make quick decisions in life sometimes. As a business owner, you've got to be speed with your products and services to market. So a lot of times if you're making split decisions, you've got to make the decision quickly, and refereeing has allowed me to basically process everything. It's all about processing. That's the biggest thing, being able to see the entire play, being able to visualize where my business is going to be. So refereeing has allowed me to look at my business, look at my life as a father, as a mentor, and understand that there's processes, understanding that failure. I used to be really afraid to to fail. And failure has sometimes put fear and stopped me sometimes from doing things that I really in my heart wanted to do. And I've really spent the last 3 months, man, like really focusing on me, focusing on my business, focusing on my family and my wife. Today's my wife's birthday, by the way. I want to shout out
Shout out to D. Happy birthday.
She's over there.
Yo, girl.
She's not a camera person.
We love D. D is awesome.
That's my rock right there.
She is the rock.
That's the rock. There's nothing like.
There is no other rock. The other one you see in wrestling, that's the rock. D's the rock.
That's right there, man. That's my queen.
Hey, man.
And we're gonna celebrate birthday today. We've been celebrating birthdays from early last night, and we're gonna do some special stuff for her. The kids got some stuff all planned for her, so we're excited to celebrate my wife's birthday. Today is my wife's birthday. I'm not gonna tell you guys how old she is. I think she's 16.
Coaches, can you say happy birthday to Coach D?
Guys, on 3, say happy birthday to Miss D, please.
Miss D.
1,
2, 3. Happy birthday!
That's the queen. Yeah, so, man, Jeff, I really appreciate you. I appreciate,
I'm grateful for you, brother. You kidding me?
everything you've done, man. Supported my family. It's just not about business only. Man calls and check up on my family. When I'm absent sometimes I'm just grinding 7 days per week. This man just sometimes just stop me in the midst of everything and just is like, hey, man, let's just have a conversation.
Yeah.
Just to kind of slow down. And that's important.
Yeah.
A lot of times when you become a man, and you don't have sometimes someone to push you, you need a good friend sometimes to kick you. And Jeff's been that person.
Never kicked you. Never kicked you. Maybe in the butt. Maybe in the butt. Maybe a little bit. Never did that. Anything else though. We just love on each other. We check in. We keep track of each other. It's accountability. It's accountability at the end of the day. How's Tell us a little bit about. I know you got to get back to camp soon. Tell us about Dell a little bit. Cause he's my baby boy. Tell me about Dell a little bit. So Cordell. So.
It's my son Cordell. Played 4 years at North Bend High School. Played another 4 years at Immaculata. And now he's coaching. He just had his first year at Westchester University under Coach Blair, coaching college basketball. From the time I've given this young man a ball, probably about 2 or 3 years old, he just loves the game of basketball. He eats, lives, and breathes this stuff here. Basketball is part of his life every day. Every single day. There's not a day that I know as his father that ever went by that he didn't have a basketball or he wasn't watching basketball. He's absolutely passionate about this sport. He loves the sport. And he's basically doing his master's right now at Westchester University. And he wants to potentially coach college basketball. So he also is looking for an opportunity. So if there's anybody out there looking for a young man in probably about a year or two that's up and coming, I would appreciate it if you can reach out to me and offer my son an opportunity to be on your college team.
He's probably one of the most knowledgeable young men and polite young men I've ever met in my entire life.
Extremely bright,
Yes.
knowledgeable, hardworking.
Yeah.
The coaches at Westchester University, every time I get to speak to these guys, they're just complimenting me about how great this young man is and how hard he works and how hard he loves the game. So
Crazy skills too. Crazy
yes,
skills.
he's very, very good skill-wise. He knows the game. I appreciate all the coaches that have given him an opportunity from North Bend to Immaculata University, now to Westchester University.
Is Neil still here? Is Neil? Could we get Neil over real quick just to introduce Neil? Because he's your other son and he coaches with you a lot. Is Neil?
Yeah, I think Neil now is out of the building
Okay.
somewhere. Him and his mom probably.
You're probably getting ready to set up for the.
transition through. So I don't see him right now.
Okay.
The volleyball players are coming in.
Okay.
But yeah, Neil has been working extremely hard too. He's finally finding his passion for the game of basketball. The last year, he's worked extremely hard. Just working on all aspects of the game, working on his confidence, working on his ball handling, just working on his mental. And the last 3 months has been huge, just having me every day, having conversations with him, working through high school programs, training with other athletes that are also in the same boat that he's been in. And we've just basically been grinding. And that's basically, no excuses. We're just out to get better. That's basically what I'm teaching these young men, including my own son.
So Cory, I know you got volleyball coming in here real quick. What can the community do for your small business? And then I want to have you give us 3 tips that you would tell any young person, 3 best tips you would give any young person. First of all, what can we do for you to help support your business and help you in the community right now, most immediately?
What can you do right now to help me support my business? I say number 1, pray for me. I'm still right now in need of your prayers. The last 3 months has been absolutely hard. This is my only means of income. So just imagine if you had your business up and running and you lost everything for 3 months, no income coming in whatsoever. Just imagine how hard that is. Yeah. So just pray for me. That's most important. So that would be the first thing that I would ask for your support. If you're not a prayer, just wish that, that our business will get back to where it was prior to COVID-19. Okay. We're hoping to, get financial assistance, but I'm not begging anyone. I'm just basically doing what I've always known how to do, and is work hard for your kids and for the families that trust me to bring their kids in. So your support, if there's something obviously that your kid is lacking and my corporation, Cal Sports Academy, can benefit or help your kid, I would love the opportunity to do that.
Right. Sponsorships and things like that too.
Sponsorships, if you can sponsor a child. There's kids right now that can't afford some of our programs. And while some of the kids couldn't afford the programs, even despite the challenges that I've had, and I'm not big on camera talking about some of the things I do behind the scenes because that's just not how I was raised. Yeah. But there's kids out there that I've worked with that can't afford our programs whatsoever. And if you happen to be one of those families, you can reach out to me. I didn't get here on my own. Times right now haven't been easy. But the one thing that I've been able to count on is faith. I have a tremendous amount of faith, and I'm confident in who I am. And all I'm looking for is the opportunity. So if you feel, from the body of my work, the history that I have on my website right now, you can pretty much give me that opportunity. I'm ready, willing, and able if you were to give me that opportunity.
Fantastic. And what would three pieces of advice you'd give any young person right now?
3 pieces of advice that I would give a young person right now, especially as you're transitioning through life. I say right now you got to pause. You absolutely got to pause right now and really embrace this moment. This is a huge opportunity right now in this world that we're living. And you really got to figure out where you're going. I think you've got to start visualizing where you're going. I think you've got to pause and visualize where you're going and really get a sense. I get that, when you graduate from high school and you want to go off to college and get 4 years and get a degree, and it's great. But I think you should pause and really think about what's your passion before you make that commitment to move on. Because what I'm seeing, at least from a lot of the student athletes, is they're making the commitment on to college, they're getting those degrees, but then they're not really sure at the end of graduation where they're really going. And to me, I feel like that's wasted time if you haven't really put, some thought into what you really want to do. So I basically say before you go off to college, man, see if this is your passion. Find your passion first, because you just have to be passionate about something in life. In order to move forward, you've got to be passionate. And 4 years, potentially $100,000 in debt, and still not knowing what you want to do. To me, I would rather see you maybe take a third or a quarter of that money and maybe invest in, a business. But again, that's just advice from me. I'm no expert, but I'm just seeing from what I've seen the last 20 years or so, giving advice to young people. I would just like most of the time for you guys to just stop and pause and think about, where your life is going, and potentially, make sure that it's the right decision. Put a lot more thought into it than other than just going with what society wants you to do or that trend.
Okay.
The second thing I would say is find a mentor.
I got a mentor right there.
You know,
right there.
I would love to be your mentor. If you've ever given me that opportunity, I would love to be your mentor. I'd share my experiences working on Wall Street in New York City, working from, the mailroom all the way up the corporate ladder. And to just basically get that up after 18 years and started my own business, which now add another 14 years. So I've got some experience. I've got some ups and downs that I can share with you. Perhaps all of them might not work, but for the most part, it's good to get advice from someone that has already done something or been someplace that you want to go. The third thing I would say is, find faith. You've got to have faith, man. And it probably should have been in the other order where faith is first, but the third one is faith. You got to believe in yourself. You got to honestly look in the mirror and assess the person that you see in the mirror. You got to be honest. You got to absolutely be honest with yourself, and you got to figure out a way how to make a contribution to society. There's a lot going on in the world right now, and every single person has their role to play in this game of life, because that's what life is. Life is a game, and when life is over, that game's over. So while you're in the game of life, we all can find our place in the world to make a difference. Amen. And I'm just doing my part.
Amen to that, my brother. I'm going to flip the camera around real quick. Get Cory in here with me. I'm masking, save social distancing. This man's been a mentor to me. I think we mentor each other a lot of ways. We also hold each other accountable, but we're like brothers to each other, and we love on each other a lot. And I think right now it's the most important thing that we can do is love on each other, show each other grace, look at things through other people's lenses, and show patience, help others, and lift each other up each day, each and every day. And that's what Coach Cory does here at the gym in Harleysville every single day, every single week, 24/7. He's thinking about you. He's thinking about your kids. He's thinking about what's in their best interest and how he can bring more to the community itself. So if you're home in Harleysville and you're making your home in Harleysville, you got to stop down and see my man Cory Lord, Cal Sports Academy, and make your home one slick home, but make your sports academy Cal Sports Academy, baby. We love you. Make it one slick day, and we'll see you soon at the gym. This is where it all begins.
See you.
Shout out to Coach.
In the gym.
Love you all. Bye-bye.